My culture has always loved me, held my hand, rode my back, sang to my bruises and my scars, kissed me on the cheek. But I have not always been in love with my culture. For a very long time, my culture was a lover I was ashamed of. I kept it a secret by hiding it underneath my bed. My skin felt more like a brand than beautiful, my hair too thick and heavy. Sometimes it was hard to walk. I would drown in the brown eyes I now show off. I guess it started when I was 6 years old, the first time I heard the word wetback. I asked my mother what it meant, and she told me with an explanation that sounded more like an apology than a definition. I knew before then that in this world people were very different, but I just didn't know of how distinct the line was between us and them. I guess it started in 3rd grade when a girl told me, "I don't eat dirty Mexican candy." I offered her my sweetness, and she told me that even that was tainted. I guess it started in the 6th grade when my best friend's father was deported. I can't hear those ignorant men tell me how humans are illegal because I find my ears once again engulfed in the silence she screamed out for the next month. She came in every day, tears staining her uniform. I guess it started that day my mother and my light-skinned baby brother came home from the grocery store. She told me that a lady had gone up to her and said, "You're so good with him. What nanny agency do you work for?" I guess it started all those times I'm in a store and an employee asks me if I'm from out of the country. They question my citizenship faster than they can ask themselves whether or not it's any of their business. I guess it started in my global issues class when the boy told me I wasn't American enough, but what he meant was white enough. I guess it started that time one of my teachers told me, "You don't act like you're brown." He said it like a compliment. I guess it started after my mother told me about Operation Wetback, how around 2 million Mexicans were deported from the U.S. during the Great Depression to give more jobs to the real citizens, but 60% of that 2 million were real citizens. I guess it starts every day, every hour, every second, so I bring it out from underneath my bed. I clutch onto it like I used to clutch onto my abuelita's dress. I tell it that I love it, that I appreciate it, that I'm sorry for how I used to look in the mirror and wish the sun wasn't as bright that day so my skin wouldn't get any darker. How I used to make fun of my abuela's accent. Her speech is broken only because she was only given pieces to work with. How I can't help but think of that in a room full of white classmates, I am somehow inferior. I tell it that I am eternally grateful because the most important thing my culture has ever taught me was how to love myself.